Welcome to Meaningful Place, the voice of experiences for business. For the past few years, I would say the past decade, we, the collective industry, the technology industry, has been foretelling a future state of things, future state of glass, future state of CX. The list went on and on. It's Meaningful Place's assertion that we're here. That future that we've been talking about is actually here. We don't have to think about the technology anymore. All the pieces that will string together that future state is in front of us. The question is, are you participating? Do you know how? Take a moment and view this image. This is pretty much a summary of what's happening around us today. People interacting with devices, products, forward-looking tech. The reality is that this isn't, again, a forward-looking image. These are all experiences and technologies that are in front of us. The question is, are all brands really taking part in this reality? A digital-first world is here. Not only is it here, but it's here to stay, and people have defined their digital lifestyles. We don't have to tell them anymore what and how they want to engage or interact. They're doing it on their own. So now experience is expected and preferred engagement by people. How we connect, interact, transact is evolving faster than ever in a customer-defined digital-first world. Now, take, for example, a typical day in the life of a customer. You wake up, you take your shower, get to work, you eat, you play, you go to sleep, rinse and repeat, try that again. Brands constantly try to fight for your attention at different moments in time, sometimes successfully, sometimes not very successfully. But the goal for business is to support customers in their native routine. So whether you're B2B or B2C, B2B businesses that come to supporting other businesses that come in contact with customers are in full swing, and the technologies are numerous. But it's tricky because not knowing the customer but selling tools for the customer doesn't jive with brands today. Brands are at the bleeding edge of interactions with customers. But something interesting happened. The past few years, customers were empowered by B2B and B2C organizations. A lot of functions and tools were thrown in front of customers. We call them social, we call them mobile. And as you look at the progression of how brands build relationships with customers, build relationships with people, you realize that providing tools and functions, Instagram function, Twitter function, Snapchat function, Facebook, all these social tools empower customers to do something new. And so over the past couple of years, that new thing came about. And that new thing are customer-to-customer networks. Customer-customer networks are not social networks. These are environments, living, breathing environments where customers are qualifying each other, qualifying businesses, and making their own choices to define their own digital lifestyles. If you participate in these, you get a sense of what customers are actually looking for, what they're talking about, how they're talking about it in the form of memes, conversations, dialogue with each other. If a brand is brave enough, if a brand is informed enough, you get to start defining and leaning forward, participating, and even setting trends. The tricky thing is that you have to participate in this new environment that surrounds people that people have developed. C2C is not only a new development, but it's an extremely important one because when we talk about an empowered customer, this is the environment where these customers live. Knowing what they say, why they say it, how they say it, what they expect and how they expect it, the interactions, the tone, the voice is all found in C2C. You just have to listen. But more importantly, you have to participate. And that's one of the tricky things that brands need to come to terms with. C2C, just like digital lifestyles, are here to stay. So knowing how to engage customers is as important as knowing what they expect. So as you look at customers a little deeper, we realize that trust between people and brands is at its lowest point. We don't have to get into specifics, aka what happened with Facebook, but the bottom line is understanding what customer expectations are and how to commit to a customer is something that brands need to do. Get to know my interests, understand my digital lifestyle, work hard to earn my attention. These are all things that customers expect. They sound easy, but they're not. And the reason why they're not easy is because they're dynamic and they change constantly. So C2C and digital lifestyles are here to stay, but you have to understand what customers expect. So to rebuild trust, which we have to, we're going to need a framework. An engagement framework is built on three things: communication, value, and trust, just like we experience in our personal relationships. It's quite similar. Clear communication, say what you mean what you say. Value proposition, if I'm going to commit my time or interact, possibly transact with you, brand, there has to be clear value. Maybe you entertain me, maybe the value of your product or service is so high that I need to buy it. The bottom line is it just needs to be clear. And of course, trust. If you're going to make a promise, please deliver it. That's what customers expect. And this is something what we expect from just basic relationships. Be honest, be trustworthy. If you hit the first two, chances are trust will be a lot easier to build. Now that we have a baseline of what's happening today, the relationship status between people and brands, where relationships are happening and how they're happening, the question is, what problem is Meaningful Place trying to solve? And so we believe that people should want to do business with a brand and not have to. And it's a very powerful premise, because the reality is this is hard.